All right, good evening, everybody. And we appreciate you tuning in and watching us. Welcome to the sixth grade parent evening. Unfortunately, we originally planned on this being live and broadcast, streamed live through YouTube. So unfortunately, we had lots of technical issues. We had a lot of support, but for some reason, YouTube would not answer our calls and we couldn't get it going. So we are recording this, but it'll be the same presentation and just the same amount of information. So I want to just first of all welcome you. My name is Dr. Damon Davis. I'm the principal of Reading Middle School, and welcome to the class of 2027, our newest middle school members, our sixth grade students. And it has been a long time since we have been back in school, since things have felt somewhat normal, even though they're not quite normal right now. But we are so excited. When we closed down last March, it's been 173 days since we were able to start school. So this is a year like no other, and your children are in tremendous hands as they transition from elementary school all the way to middle school. And these years go by quickly in a blink of an eye. So I hope this evening that you learn a lot of important information. You're going to get to meet your children's teachers and learn about schedules, learn about who we are and what Reading Middle School is all about. Before we jump into that, a couple important announcements just for housekeeping items. First of all, if your child is interested in being a member of the sixth grade band and taking band class twice a week, it is not too late to switch and do band. Students only got 1 day a week last year in fifth grade, so if they're interested and they'd like to play an instrument, we would love to have more participants in the band. So please reach out to Jara Cox. She is our band director, and she's also our band teacher for the sixth grade. So Jara Cox is on our website. You can find her, and she would love to have more students. She can answer questions for you. It is not too late. They would have band 2 days a week, and they would be in very, very good hands. So I just wanted to put a plug in for that. Also, I just wanted to put a plug in for our PTO. Our PTO is fundamental to the things that go on to Reading Middle School. They support us in many, many ways, providing funding and support for our students. Everything with the PTO is about supporting students. So Michelle Vondermeulen is our PTO president this year, and our meetings will be virtually right now, and our next meeting is going to be October 7th. We will send out more information, and we hope that you will be able to join us in our meetings. Without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to our sixth grade teachers, and I just want to thank them for all their hard work. Not only did they prepare and work extremely hard getting the school year started, but they worked throughout the entire summer as they put in countless hours to really do a model that we've never done before. And the success of that really is owed to them for getting the school year started. So thank you for joining us. I apologize for technical issues, but we hope you enjoy our presentation.
All right. Hello, I'm Mrs. Amy Sellis, and I will be starting us off tonight. So, so here's the lovely picture of our sixth grade team. I am one of the language arts and social studies teachers this year, and I'll be teaching about half of the students, including the virtual students.
My name is Jenny Gilligan, and I am the other language arts social studies teacher this year.
Hello and welcome. My name is Mark Griffin. I am the science teacher, and welcome to sixth grade to everyone.
Good evening. I am Rachel Huber. I am one of two math teachers here in the sixth grade team. Mr. Marsh is the other teacher, and he is unfortunately unable to be with us this evening.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Pletz. I am one of the intervention specialists for sixth grade. And then we have also unable to make it with us, Mr. Kripe, who is our remote intervention specialist, and Mrs. Jenkins, who is our educational aide. And next we'll start talking about our PBIS. PBIS is our positive behavior intervention and support system. This is to help foster good behavior in the classroom and throughout the school. So it's a school-wide program from Reading Middle School. Our theme is we follow the Blue Devil way, which is I respect myself and others. I take responsibility for my own actions and words. I show kindness by treating others how I want to be treated. The students will earn these Blue Devil dollars either virtually through their virtual teacher or here in school, and they will have opportunities to use those for some rewards, such as music incentive, homework passes. Mr. Griffin offers his snake to be held with some dollars, and that's our PBIS.
Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the remote blended learning experience. Whether you are at home all the time learning or you do it on Wednesdays, there are a few tips that I want to just stress a little bit. First of all, I think the kids are doing a great job. They have listened to our suggestions and they do a good job with the remote learning. I think there are two things on this list that are really important. The first one is to make sure that the kids are sitting up and their computers are in front of them, whether it's on a desk or table. Just rarely, but sometimes we just see kids lounging back or maybe lying down on a couch. So just being up and alert. And the second thing that I thought is important is that we ask that their microphones are off during a lesson, but their cameras are on. And the reason we want their cameras on, and I know that's hard, some of them don't like that, but we do check-ins with the kids for like a thumbs up or a thumbs down if they're understanding the lesson or not. So it's important that they do have their cameras on. So we do stress that as well. Being in a quiet area, away from other siblings, pets that might be interfering. Another tough one is being prepared for class, coming in 5 minutes early if possible. I know that our classes kind of butt up to each other and it's hard to do that sometimes, but the earlier they can get into a class, the better it is. And then using a planner to keep track of assignments that come up. Thanks.
Miss Huber will remember to unmute herself and start over.
Thank you, Mrs. Pletz. Let me start over. My name is Mrs. Huber. Again, I'm going to talk to you about what a day at Reading Middle School looks like for the 6th grade. We have I'm all tangled up now. We have 3 classes, 1 language arts, social studies class, 1 science class, and 1 math class. They go through those Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday here at school. They go through those also on Wednesday virtually. They also have specials on Tuesdays and Fridays. So our time, they get 30 minutes at the beginning of school. So our classes are shortened by approximately 5 minutes on those days. The special things that you have to be careful of, the students need to remember that they need to stay 6 feet apart and wear their masks. There are times when we have mask breaks during class. They don't last very long, maybe a minute or two, but they should be wearing their masks at any other time, anywhere else in the school. The desks and chairs are cleaned between classes. When my kids get ready to go to the next class, they clean their desk, they clean their chair, they push their chair in with their wipe, and then they drop that in the garbage can and sanitize their hands. We are trying to make sure that nobody shares materials. We would not like to see any eating in class. We figure you're here for 3 hours, you can hang on for those 3 hours. But please, if you get thirsty, please bring a water bottle to class. And then that's all for this part.
All right, so one thing we really wanted to share with you guys this year is what we've called the 6th grade Launchpad. And it's a Google site that we've created as a home base for communication. Hopefully you're very familiar with this already. We've done our best to share it in a variety of ways. But if you haven't checked it out yet, please be sure to. I'm gonna unpresent for a second to see if I can show you. So this is the Launchpad. You can see here there are schedules for AM and PM students, links and helpful videos, a list of the assignments for the week. We'll be using this to communicate assignments until Google Guardian gets up and running. And contact teacher information. Ms. Cox is on there if you are interested in band. So we've really created this website in an attempt to make it a home page for parents and students to go to in order to find any information that you might need. So please be sure to check that out. And to Mr. Griffin.
Hello again. I'm the 6th grade science teacher, and you might have heard by now that there are 2 classroom pets, one big and one small. They were introduced to the classes next week, and as Mrs. Blatt said, yes, there will be the opportunity to perhaps hold the corn snake or the Burmese python. Ask your students about them. I'm sure they will tell you everything you need to know and then some. When we're talking about at home, it's very important that we make sure that students understand that although their day at school for those who are doing blended is going to be for the 3 hours they're at school, the other half of their day is at home. So one of the things we were finding some people were confused about is, do they have to log on and be virtual for the other half of their day? And no, they do not. The other half of their day is kind of working at home on things such as what would otherwise be considered work in a different school year. They have self-guided websites that will take them through some skills, either in math or language arts. There might be some videos the teachers prepare. I know I've prepared those for students in the last spring, and then some questions for them to work on. It's things we will not have a chance to do during the school day. Assignments that can be completed at home, usually through the Google Classroom, either under materials or assignments. And then everyone will be also attending their virtual classes, whether you're blended or a remote learner, on Wednesdays. Also, please pay attention on the schedule that you may have found on the Launchpad, that the Wednesday times are different from their rest of the week times in terms of their morning and afternoon times. All that's available on Google Classroom and the Launchpad. And now we'll go on to the next speaker.
All right, so as mentioned before, I am teaching social studies and language arts this year. We're doing a kind of blended approach. I guess that word already has different meanings this year, but a combined approach where we'll teach the subjects together through some of the activities we do in class. Some of the topics that we study in 6th grade social studies include the ancient river civilizations, Egypt, China, Mesopotamia, and India. And then we also study the modern Eastern Hemisphere, touching on types of government, the 5 main world religions, economics, and more. We'll use my website a lot, which you can access through the Launchpad, and also some in-school resources, which we'll make digital for the virtual students. Some of this work we plan to have during the distance learning time. So there'll be self-guided activities that the kids will use to help learn the content.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the language arts portion. I also teach the language arts and social studies with Mrs. Sellis. For the language arts, it includes the reading and the writing. In reading, our focus is on comprehension, of course. We use different medias, fiction, nonfiction, vocabulary is very important. Some of the materials that we will be using are novels. It's going to be a little bit different this year with our distribution of novels, so we have to be careful with that, but it's working. Scope Magazine is very valuable to us. Of course, with our Chromebooks, Google Classroom. They can access all of their assignments from Google Classroom. They are pretty experienced with that already. Now, Membean is a vocabulary site. We got on that last week at school, and it's interactive with the kids, so they will be talking about that at home a lot. Some of our instructional practices with the writing, we do respond to our reading. We do a lot of creative writing, and we will get into some structured writing with essays this year. And last thing, you see the picture of the book Refugee on the screen. This is a book that Mrs. Ellis and I are going to present to the kids in about a week. And we chose this book because we can incorporate social studies with our language arts. It's a really good book. The kids are going to love it. So we really look forward to that this year.
Hello again, it's Mr. Griffin with the science program, and although students will all have one of two math teachers and one of two language arts teachers, every student will come to my classroom for science every single day, either virtually or as a blended learner. It does make some of my classrooms kind of very full, and we're actually sharing classrooms, and I've got students divided in two different rooms. And usually when I talk about what we do in science, a lot of it is hands-on learning. It's going to be a different year, and we're all aware of that. Some people have talked about what we're not getting. I think the students are going to be such experts at their technology in only a week's time. We've handed out Chromebooks, and I've already showed students how to turn in assignments like 3 different ways, and possibly a 4th before the end of the week as we introduce the students to their online science textbook. A lot of the science curriculum goes from small to big, so we'll talk about atoms going up to chemicals and to matter. We're going to talk about minerals are part of rocks and are part of continents and the whole planet Earth during our study of geology in the wintertime. And we end our year talking about cells and living things, from organs and organ systems to entire living bodies. And so we have a lot of exciting things, and my job this year is to figure out how to take all those interactive things and make them virtually interactive. So I'm looking at websites, I'm looking at things that students can do by moving things around on screen and really make it a great learning experience. So I'm looking forward to the challenges that come ahead. So that's a little bit about science.
Hello, I'm back again. My name is Rachel Huber. I am one of, like I said before, one of the math teachers in 6th grade math. As you can see on the screen, we use 2 different sources of books. We work on using operations with fractions and decimals. We go over ratios, solving equations algebraically. We study the area of shapes, and we use mean, median, mode, and range to analyze data. There are 2 websites or online programs that we use. One is called Khan Academy. Your children will have lessons from Khan Academy periodically. The second one is called Dreambox, which has not been set up just yet. It should be set up here in the next few weeks.
All right, so we just wanted to add a little humor at the end here. Said feeling overwhelmed, it's okay, so are we. So we know that this is a different year, and we know that it's a lot for parents and students, and it can be a lot for us teachers too. You know, we're learning all the new technology and trying to make things that we are used to doing in the classroom work in a different way. But we want to encourage you that we are going to work through it together, that we really care about your students and about making it a good and fun and educational year for them, and that we're here if you need help. So please use the resources we've created for you. Please reach out if you have questions. And thank you so much for attending. Welcome to 6th grade. Bye.